Let's take you to KwaZulu-Natal now, where farmers are warning of a food security crisis. This, as the country continues to suffer unprecedented power cuts. Now, most farmers continue to lose profits because of spoiled food and lower productivity levels because of these rolling blackouts. There are calls from the agricultural sector for government to intervene. Our reporter Lethiwe Mdluli has been tracking the story for us, and she joins us now from Durban. Lethiwe, thanks for your time this afternoon. This is not the first time you've been able to be in conversation with the agriculture sector in KwaZulu-Natal, a very, very important part of our agriculture sector in the country. And we've heard before, especially small-scale farmers, about the struggles they face with these blackouts. But what are some of the challenges the farmers are facing? Are you hearing from them about these ongoing blackouts? Because there really does seem to be no end in sight.
Well, Marcel, it's very difficult for farmers during this time because most of their produce is going to waste. And we visited a farmer today here in Durban, and he was sharing that they've had to cut down on costs, and also they are having to pay a lot more for their electricity bills, and also for the inverters that they're buying and the diesel that they're buying to use generators during that time where they don't have power. And most of the farms that they rely on electricity to keep on working and to keep productivity. So they are saying that they are dealing with a lot of issues currently in the sector, and the most that they are afraid of is the fact that if they do not work, there's going to be a threat to food production here in the country, and they are saying that already the food prices are way too high, and load shedding is going to be contributing to the fact that they are not able to produce any goods, and when they are able to do so, there's so much demand out there in the markets. So they are saying that they need interventions from government. They are also saying that they know that government is working on programs, but government needs to actually come to them and ask them what they need as a sector, because right now there are no interventions from government and they are actually bleeding dry. The farmer that we spoke to, he produces peppers, and he was saying that he uses a greenhouse to grow his peppers, and unfortunately if they do not have solar power, if they do not have generators, they aren't able to keep productivity in his farm. But when we spoke to him a bit earlier on, this is what he had to share about this.
There's a lot of struggles in the industry, some emanating from 2021 unrest, COVID as well, which really affected cost of production. Particularly when it comes to fertilizer and various other inputs that we require to maintain our production and continue to be reliable suppliers to our customers. But load shedding has also played, quite a pivotal role in our problems, particularly in the industry. Many farmers have lost production, particularly in the poultry industry. We've lost production in the industry when it comes to heat waves, and all of that relates to the ability to either reduce or maintain climate conditions where we can control them. Others have irrigation challenges. So there's really been a huge problem in the industry, and load shedding continues to be one that is top of mind.
Lethiwe, I remember speaking to the National Minister of Agriculture just a few weeks ago when they had an emergency meeting with the agricultural sector, but at a national level, about what their short-term and long-term needs are to try and get them through this current crisis. But what are you hearing at provincial level? What are the kind of measures that have been put in place to assist them there?
Well, we actually spoke to the MEC for Agriculture here in KwaZulu-Natal, just trying to find out if there's any programs or interventions from their side to try and help the situation. And they are saying that they are working together with national government. They are in talks to try and have maybe some of the farms being exempt from load shedding, because most of the affected are dairy farms and poultry farms. So those farms that rely mostly on electricity, they're trying to have them exempt from from load shedding. So this is something that is still in the works. They are still talking within the departments, and they're trying to make this something that happens. And the farmers, when we spoke to them about this, they are saying that this will really, really help with their businesses, because if they are exempt from load shedding, they will have a chance to keep working throughout, and this will not impact on food security in the country. But when we spoke to the MEC for Agriculture a bit earlier on, Super Zuma, this is what he had to say.
Some of the discussions that we are having in the sector, just to respond on the issue of load shedding, we are packaging that, and our teams are busy looking for, isolating some of the farmers that will be isolated from load shedding, particularly focusing on the farms that are dealing with irrigation, poultry, so that they are exempted from the load shedding, so that we don't have an impact when there is the load shedding. So that's that discussion, and we are busy as the department checking those farms that will submit as part of our submission to say these ones, as per the proclamation, must not be covered by the load shedding. As the proclamation goes further to the exempting clinics and hospitals, and even in the sector, we will do the same.
That's an update. Thank you so much, Lethiwe Mdluli, bringing us up to speed with the agriculture sector in KZN and how they are trying to keep their businesses afloat in the face of this ongoing power crisis. Thank you so much for that update, Lethiwe, live for us there in Durban.